Twilight play a game with him real quick.
Make sure.
While we let him get in here.
Make sure that it's on Brawl League. I copy paste key, but not sure.
Check then.
Sure that
Yeah, one of the admins will say something if we're not left.
Okay.
Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and not get that first weapon. Gonna get spaced out here by Twilight, but hey, there's a freebie. Got the guns, gonna try and keep my distance for side airs here right now. Don't want Twilight to get on top of me with that sword. Really fast. But again, I'm trying to keep that distance versus Twilight. He is closing in on me very nicely though. Maybe try and switch it up a little bit. Use something besides a side air and catch him out. Not quite working out for me, taking a whole lot of damage. And that's a bad weapon toss for me, gonna leave me unarmed. Twilight on ledge guard there, that's a quick kill. 38 seconds in. Gonna try and find some Katars here this time. Gun's not working out for me. Stuck with them again though. Gonna try and go back to spacing him out. I am the faster character here, so that's gonna help me a lot. Twilight right on top of me like that, they're not gonna panic jump into that sword gimp. And I like what Twilight's doing where he bounces me off the stage here, trying to read my dodge. That's really scary. If he reads one of my dodges off the stage like that, I am in a lot of trouble. He's gonna get a huge string on me. If I'm in a bad position like close to the edge, I could very well die. And I did not land that recovery. Bad. Signature not quite connecting. That's me not playing quite enough Lucian to have that spacing right. And Twilight's going to take the 2-stock lead here. Gonna need to kill him right away. Terrible crocky for me. Do you connect with the signature? Not gonna get 3-stock stream. Gonna punish Twilight for picking that weapon up. Probably should have just denied him that weapon instead of taking a little bit of damage to let him get it, but it's a hammer, so not his weapon of choice at least, and I'm finding a lot of the gun damage right now. That's very good. Getting myself a little bit back into the game. Trying to space Twilight out, not working at all. Trying to space him out with side airs, not a fun time. And there's the huge ledge guard. Okay, gonna panic jump that time. Good games from Twilight.
If you didn't panic jump, it wouldn't have mattered because you had recovery options regardless. So you had to jump to be able to get back to the stage there. The cool thing about the downlight there in the neutral is that with the new dodge changes, you can easily read, or not read, you can react now. You can react to where people are dodging and you can punish accordingly. And that's, I think that makes it more optimal than doing downlight recovery. Really good.
So you're talking about that ledge guard you had on me. So you're saying even if I hadn't jumped there, you would have still had that?
Yeah, because at that point, if you don't instant jump, I'll just cover the wall. And if you went too low, the only thing you'd have is to dodge back onto the wall. And at that point, that's easy for me to just jump above you and ground pound.
Alright, so we have our first game here. Latria was first up on the list. We're going to have some Diana coming out. So I will give the commentary while Twilight plays. When it's done and he's a little bit less distracted, he'll give some opinions of his own. I do want to see someone else play the guns here. Guns and bow, both very strong versus sword. I'm not good at either one of those weapons, so maybe we'll see someone else know how to play them. Latria trying to float above Twilight and hit those down airs. I like that spacing option. I think it's good for bow and hammer, as hammer doesn't really have a hitbox there. But Twilight is moving around in the air very well. He's not staying vulnerable to that. I like, again, what the Diana is trying to do. Twilight is just playing against it really well. And once again, we're seeing Twilight bouncing people down off the stage a lot. This is something I've really noticed him do more than anyone else. At least a few weeks ago, maybe. I'm seeing more people do it now, at least I'm trying to do it more. Where he loves to hit people down into the stage with with the sword and then continue a string. I mentioned he was trying to read my dodges while he was doing that. One hard read like that with the sword can be a lot of damage. It can get you a like almost Qatar level like string. That was a nice recovery there from the Diana. Seeing how that bow can recover really well even against Twilight. Twilight trying to find that spacing here for a kill. There's the side signature and the kill. Diana doing a better job in this matchup even really than I did. I like the unarmed. I like these guns coming out. Staying above Twilight, looking for those dares with the gun, really good option. You don't want to rely on that too heavily, and big combo coming out from Twilight there. Finding so much damage that's very dangerous for Diana. And that should be the kill for Twilight. A really nice job with that side air. Again, with the Diana, Twilight, what do you think? I was talking about the guns and the spacing that they have. I think Lutrio had the right idea on where she was trying to space you out and the approaches and angles she was coming in with. I just think you have a lot of experience playing against that. Would you have like any overall advice for that gunplay? Like, what was there something that was easy for you to beat?
Okay, so guns for me, I think, are my best matchup. Me against guns is like really good with sword, and Lutria struggled with not letting me, like, I got into her space a lot, and when you get into a gun player's space, they have so little options to get out. You get a ton of free pressure, so you need to try to run around more. You're approaching a lot, and I think the most optimal way to play guns is to be more defensive and wait for approaches. So if you can just try to space me out with like side airs, side lights, try to not let me get into your space, you'll do a lot more.
So you're saying take that, the spacing that she, I say she because the character is a girl, probably a guy. Yeah. Take that spacing that he was trying to do, and tone the aggression back 100. Just be way more, don't try and dodge into you with down airs all the time. Don't try and rush in at you, but back away sometimes, pedal back and hit a side light with the guns, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm not saying that aggressive guns are bad. I'm just saying that no one at the top level plays them, and I think it's more optimal to play them defensively, so you'd have a lot better luck if you went more defensive with the playstyle. May I start the next game, or?
Yeah,
Okay, just go one after another?
Yep, it's Cassidy and Expired are in the chat organizing the list, so...
Okay.
It should typically be running properly. Here we go.
Burrito on Atari. With the chat, or no? The Twitch chat.
Oh, what's that?
Should I interact with the Twitch chat?
If you want to. That's as much or as little as you want. I like it.
Like my own stream.
That's exactly what it's like. Alright, so right off the gates here, Atari playing very aggressively without a weapon, finding actually a good bit of damage for that too. Maybe surprising Twilight with that one turnaround dive kick. Twilight doing a great job of finding those stomp into signature combos. Really demoralizing to get hit by that when you're playing against a hammer. It feels so bad to get hit by that. And Twilight spacing that signature out perfectly. That was an excellent punish. Atari, I do like how Atari tried to recover low there at first when coming back to the stage. She did jump right into the spacing for Twilight to side air. A lot of people with the sword love going for that gimp we saw Twilight get on me on my last stock in the first game, where they do, the ground pound into the dares, ground pounds, all that fun stuff. It's actually a lot more effective in a lot of situations with the sword to match their height and just side air them. It's very easy to hit. Especially with the nerfs to dare, it's easier. Very easy to interrupt a lot of the recoveries of that. That was a good nair coming out from Atari. Gonna give Twilight a little wave for that kill. I do like how much space Hatari was able to cover there with the sphere, using the neutral light very, very effectively to get some extra damage on the Twilight. Unfortunately, the recovery wasn't in the right spot, but finding a lot of damage right now and really a lot of success, and that recovery was disaster. Have to dodge right now. There's the kill. Using that recovery and then Twilight hitting the side air, death sentence. Once again, that dive kick is it can be a good move. It was nerfed recently, and we saw Hatari missed one dive kick. Twilight spaced out, downlight, hit just a massive downlight combo off the ledge cancel, getting a true combo in the realm of 35 damage or so versus a 3, and then finding additional damage after that, and not quite making it back to the stage there. I'm curious what you have to say against that matchup, Twilight. Burrito's spear, the spear play from the Atari was pretty good. Found a lot of damage really, really quickly. I would say it was some sloppy recoveries from Burrito, and you finding that interrupting the recovery that I talked about in the middle of the stage on the second stock was a big factor.
So,
but yeah, anything you have to say about that?
Okay, his recoveries are pretty. He did it at the same time every time, so it made it pretty easy for me to edgeguard him. His spear play in the middle. Spear is a really, really strong neutral game weapon. It has huge combos and is easily. You can space people out pretty well. He was doing a pretty good job of that, but when he picked up sword, he was just doing kind of what I do, where he just tried to space me out with stairs, and it wasn't working out very well.
Yeah, you possibly being the most known player in the game for that playstyle, trying to match you with that playstyle, maybe not the best option.
Yeah.
But like we said, when he started doing something a bit different with that spear, he was finding a lot of success.
Any advice with sword? So I wasn't really paying attention too much to it.
I will take a quick moment to talk about the sword. Burrito, one thing that we saw Twilight doing, it's the move selection. We saw him bouncing people off the stage, like he loves to do downlight to either ground pound or dare, and then a recovery. And then chase again with a nair or two. It's finding a move that leads into an easy string for another move. Twilight is very, very good at that, and it's something pretty much every sword player in North America could improve on. I would watch Twilight's game for that specifically. So other than exact like move selection, sorry, getting a little bit distracted here as the game starts. I would say that was the biggest thing. That was that exact move selection. Talking about the recoveries, dying a few times on stocks when you really didn't need to, cut that game short for you, and you were going toe to toe against Twilight fairly well for a lot of it. I think it's really minor tweaks in your game, and it's not like a specific thing I could just tell you to do with sword to make you way better. But you're definitely on the right track, and there's a lot of potential for you in the game.
One sec. I changed the levels on my microphone. Am I louder? Am I worse? Am I better?
You can ask the Twitch chat that more specifically. You sound good to me.
Okay. Because someone complained.
There we go. Hopefully you're better. Let us know if you're not.
Okay.
Alright, so now we'll talk about this game a bit. Again, Twilight finding those side airs. Here we're going to see one of those ledge guards. Twilight going for that ground pound instead of the side air that I was talking about earlier.
So right there was an option select. It was like, does he dodge up? Does he dodge down? Does he dodge through? I picked the dodge down, which I don't know why. Generally, most players will try to dodge through me when they're recovering.
Of course, that's signature getting punished by Twilight. There's the recovery. Interrupted as well. Queen Nai had to pump the air brakes there to stop herself from dying. Dodged when she got control of her character back. No dodge up to recover to the stage. And Twilight was able to easily punish that recovery, so that was proper ledge guard from Twilight. As long as he didn't miss any of his free hits, it was a kill. And the dodge coming in there from Queen Nai, not quite punished by Twilight. This, I think, puts Queen Nai in an interesting situation. We saw Twilight off the side of the stage. Queen Nai didn't really pressure there, and I felt like she could have maybe a bit more. Twilight even came up and missed a signature then that wasn't punished. We're seeing Queen Nai play, I think, a bit too afraid of Twilight. Which is understandable why maybe he doesn't want to contest the rank 1 US guy in certain situations, or especially off the stage where he considers it risky. But if you are too afraid to fight your opponent off the stage, you're probably not going to be able to win the game. Especially if your opponent's willing to do it. It's one thing, and that was a very good ledge guard for Twilight. We're seeing very good sword ledge play here. But unless you're in silver where everyone's too afraid to fight off the stage, if you're not chasing your opponent off the stage, you are seriously limiting your gameplay. A lot happens off the stage. Just being good at it can carry you up through by itself into platinum. You're gonna have so many missed kill opportunities if you don't aggressively chase people when they're trying to recover.
So, an example of this is for me as a player. If any of you watched yesterday's tournament, the Gravy Cancel for $50, where I won, I played EXO, and generally, EXO's known for his really powerful ledge play. But when I play him, I usually never go out and try to contest him. But yesterday, I just YOLO'd and did it, and I happened to win. It worked wonders for me. So don't be scared of contesting your opponent off stage, even if you know that they're known for it. Just go for it and see what happens. But obviously, it doesn't mean do some stupid stuff off stage. Like, play it well, but don't be scared to do it.
I do want to piggyback on that and say that is something I talk about, especially even in the Masters streams quite often. We see it, Twilight specifically, I talk to him even one-on-one. When he's confident and he does that YOLO, I'm going to go off the stage and fight you no matter who you are, he wins almost always. When we see that little bit more reserved play, this is a high-pressure tournament situation, I won't take the risk. We see Twilight not pick up kills he would normally get, and it's not just him, it's anybody who doesn't play to their normal level of aggression in a high-pressure situation. It's a big problem. Even high pressure doesn't, the combo breaker semifinals, it can just be a ranked game. If that's the highest level of competition you play is ranked, and you're down to 1 stock apiece and you're both orange, don't be afraid to chase the guy off the side of the stage and try and kill him. Those are situations where you have an advantage. You have to get comfortable with them.
Okay, I want to say something about that as well before we go on. So someone taught me this, where the moment you realize that you're not playing how you normally do, you need to change it. That's a moment when you're pressured. That's a moment when things are going bad. You need to not let the nerves get to you from a ranked game, tournament match, LAN event. Anyways, you can go on with the commentary.
And of course, we did get to see some Twilight hammer play, almost as uncommon as that Bodvar skin itself wearing. But a dodge right into that landmine, not something you... Twilight will knock, what's this guy's name? Lil Daddy Dre. I like that name. We'll knock Lil Daddy Dre.
Whoa!
Right, and then there's a... Oh my goodness.
That should have definitely hit.
Twilight not gonna quite get the kill. We're gonna see this similar situation. Bow recovery, I find to be very difficult to beat with sword, dare, and ground pound. What do you think about that, Twilight? Do you have trouble beating that move?
Wait, sword ground pound?
No, bow recovery.
Bow recovery.
Sword. Do you have trouble with that?
So the thing about sword recovery is
that's an
option. Bow recovery. The thing about that is sometimes it's optimal to get hit by it rather than trying to edgeguard it, because what it does is if they use that as their very last option to recover, they have no jumps and you shorten the distance that it goes by getting hit.
That's like the lance. Yeah.
Just like lance. So sometimes I'll opt to get hit by it, but the move itself comes out incredibly fast, and the hitbox is actually really far out, so it's hard to contest, and it takes time to get used to it. But generally what I'll do is I'll just make sure that I'm out of range, be a float above them, and then ground pound or something. Do a dare if they're close enough. That's how I would edgeguard it.
There's one of the big combos from Twilight. Gonna take him right off the top of the stage. We got to see some good play in the middle there on King's Pass. With the recent nerfs to down arrow and sword, do you still think the weapon's incredibly strong, like in the middle area shenanigans zone of King's Pass? Or is it noticeably weaker?
So I think sword is probably the strongest, even stronger than hammer and edge guards, because the ground pound comes out really fast. It goes really fast downwards, and the dare is still good. And I think the dare nerfs aren't necessarily nerfs. They're nerfs in terms of edge guarding. However, you're more likely to get a downward angle rather than a sidewards angle with the new changes to it. So it helps with edge guarding, and it helps with setting up combos like the downlight dare and the neutral. You're more likely to get the straight down.
So would you say it's strong, almost even stronger than if you're more skilled with it, and only worse if you're not as skilled?
It just makes you have to change up your timing. It doesn't really affect top players like me, but for people that aren't that great with edge guards in general or have trouble timing the dare, it does affect them. It's worse for them.
Yeah, to be honest, as someone who plays, I'm still a diamond player, but I play not necessarily very competitively, and it drastically affected my ability to ledge guard with the sword. I've sort of gotten used to it by now, but I took a big hit to my ledge guarding ability.
Ooh, don't use your recovery like that. If you're gonna use a sword or gun recovery, make sure you don't go towards the person edge guarding you, because you have no way to defend yourself. So generally, people, when you use sword or gun recovery, they'll use it straight up or away to make sure that they can't get edge guarded while doing it. And
there's one of the big gimps coming out from Twilight talking about not using the sword, the gun recovery when you can be side aired like that we saw in the first stock. Very good example of ledge guarding with sword, why it's strong, and how we were talking earlier about trying to match the other person's height and float with them, hit them with the side air. On that second one, we saw a nice gimp come out from Twilight. Exactly the kind of thing we were hoping to see some of. Right now, Cassidy doing a much better job here with this hammer, able to space Twilight out. Okay, so Cassidy forced the dodge there by throwing that hammer. If he would have been more quick to set up for the ground pound, he could have caught Twilight out. If he had timed it properly, he had Twilight dead to rights on that kill. But because his timing was a little bit off on the ground pound, it let Twilight recover. Twilight was a sitting duck, he had to go straight to the ledge, and he had no dodge. Again, a ledge guard situation there for Twilight. Did you mean to do that?
No, I meant to ground pound. Yeah, I meant to ground pound.
Side air will do it, and I mean, we saw Cassidy in that game come alive there for like 30 seconds with the hammer and get a huge string, probably like 3/4 of the damage she got in the whole game.
Yeah, hammers are really strong. Like the side light on hammer comes out incredibly fast, and it caught me like 3 or 4 times. It does like 20 damage as well, so it's a really strong weapon for stopping approaches.
For something maybe for Cassidy to take away there, grounded hammer play was working for you.
Yeah.
Grounded hammer play was working for you. Be more cautious on those recoveries. Those are probably the 2 biggest things we saw in that game.
Yeah, so for you, Cassidy, when you were recovering, if I hit you with a ground pound or a dare, you would instantly jump. And instant jumps get you hit by another dare if they put it out immediately. So the optimal thing to do when getting edge guarded like that is to just calm down, don't jump, and go around. Go outwards, away from the stage, and come back up and go around, so that you don't get hit by anything, and then you can safely get back to the stage. Same thing for the guy that I fought on King's Pass. He did that as well. You just need to calm down when you're getting edge guarded like that.
That's a big thing that you see different from I'd say around Plat is maybe when you see it, that people at lower levels just panic so hard off the side of the stage. It's like they're not even sure how many jumps they have, if their dodge or recoveries are up. Once you get to Platinum, or mid-Plat maybe, you'll see people start to play much more relaxed and calm off the stage. They know exactly where they can be, what's safe, what's not. Right now we're seeing Dire Warning doing the best job we've seen anyone do so far today, I think, with spacing out those guns. Getting a nice bit of damage on the Twilight. I like how Twilight's using his dodge versus the guns here. Doing a good job of getting right on top of or right behind Dire Warning. Vrax isn't... There's not going to quite hit that combo. Vrax ran a lot of good damage with the guns early on, but it seems like Twilight has his playstyle figured out a bit now. Maybe the Lance will do something differently for him, but a nice turnaround recovery there from Dire Warning. There's Vrax signatures, some of the best sigs in the game, a lot of people's opinion. I'm inclined to agree. Twilight needs to be careful of theirs, but Twilight is already red here, so we'll see if Dire Warning is able to close this stock out. Oh, Twilight finding a lot of sword damage. I'm expecting a Sig to come out. There's the Sig, not quite punished. I think Twilight maybe wanted to side air him out of that Sig, but the platform was in his way. I'm not 100% sure.
Oh, I tried to dare there.
If you would have hit that gravity cancel, I would have lost.
Alright, apparently there's background noise. I'll fix that after this. I did raise my levels, so that would make background noise a bit more prevalent.
That might actually be me, is it, when I'm talking?
Yeah, who is it making the background noise? I don't hear anything from you.
Yeah, I don't really hear anything from you either, so I don't know. That's going to be a nice kill with the hammer. Dire Warning did such a good job racking up damage. Twilight, would you say that he's kind of trying to do the same few things and you figured them out?
Yeah, his guns playstyle is very
linear.
Linear, yeah.
It's very effective, but very linear.
Yeah.
If they're able to figure it out, it's obviously not going to work anymore.
Watch him in the neutral. He'll only use Sarah's to try to space me out, and he'll even approach with them like that. Gun Sarah is scary.
That is an effective strategy with the guns, just because he's playing such an incredibly quick character. High dex, high speed, high range, decent damage on that. I mean, we're seeing it work right now, even though Twilight knows that's what he's going to do. But we also saw, after, on the first stock, Twilight got run up to orange, and then he got in with one string, got in again, and that was mostly that. But right now, Dire Warning is doing a really good job on spacing with Vrax. And I say it a lot, I mean, I'm of the personal opinion that guns are probably the strongest weapon in the game. I don't know how you feel about that, Twilight.
Spear.
I think... What's that?
Spear.
You think it's Spear?
Yeah, the combo game on Spear, it takes like no brain to do. And you do tons of damage.
There's a difference between best and easy to play, though.
Yeah, but the options it has are like... He has so many options on Spear. Whereas guns... I'd say guns are top 3, though, definitely. And from Dobrin's play yesterday,
they're so good at that linear play. You can kind of just say, I'm going to space you out with the longest range moves in the game, good luck. And honestly, that just becomes effective. We're seeing you won that game by a whole stock, but it's still, he was able to get so much damage by just dancing away with those Sares. Again, we're seeing how that can be effective. So I think the big thing for Dire Warning maybe to take away is do that stuff that works. Don't be afraid to space out with Sares, but try and change it up a little bit. Try and figure out some other approaches. I would watch Effie play guns a bit actually, and try and emulate some things you see from Effie or Arcade, whatever his name he's going by now. There are quite a few EU players who are very good with guns. We don't see it as much in NA.
Yeah, gunplay in NA is like pickled potatoes, and that's about it. Crocky prioritizes only Spear, and his guns get punished really hard, at least by me, when he plays them. So I think the good EU gun players, Dobrain, Effie, like people like that, you should definitely watch.
2, 1, brawl!
We're gonna see our first goad farm here.
This guy is just running around. Just think he's scared of me, I think.
Looks like he was just looking for that sword to me.
That too.
He learned that from you, Twilight.
Probably.
And then once again, there's that stomp side signature from Bodvar. Is there any hammer character who doesn't have a true combo with stomp sig?
Yes, I think there is. I can't think of it right now though. I can't think.
I can't think of anyone who doesn't. And I'm not sure that anyone doesn't have one.
Actually, yeah, you might be right.
I mean, if Nash does, I assume they all do.
Yeah, Nash does. It just depends on how the sig works.
Yeah, where the spacing is and everything. But yeah, every character with a hammer can do a true combo with the signature out of his stuff.
But Varus just does a lot of damage, and it works from white until red. So
it works up until it kills him, right?
Yeah, but at deeper red it won't work.
Alright.
But the thing with that is you can't be stacked, or else it won't hit. If you hit the stomp when another person's inside of you, side sig won't work. So at that point you go for a dare instead of a side sig. But I think side sig's probably the best option out of the stomp on Bodvar. Almost 100% of the time.
And if we could get an update from one of the admins just in the game chat for me to see on what the list is looking like how many people are on it. Just so Twilight and I know, that'd be great. And we're seeing Nanotech find a bit of damage there with the sword. Trying to find those side lights. Twilight has a few times this game done that backpedal into a down light. Definitely not something he's using a lot, but whenever he goes for that option, it's almost always working, which is something I really like to watch. And a great standing neutral there. But there's the dodge. There's the punish. I don't think Nanotech had any movement options up there when Twilight sigged. And I want to stop for a second and talk about that signature. While I was watching Twilight, I thought he was going to blow that opportunity to punish. And I never considered him to use that signature. That's where I talk about move selection being really good. I definitely would not have done that move there. I would have 100% tried to go for a side air, and I don't think he had the spacing for that. I was thinking about how Twilight didn't have the spacing and wanted to see how he was going to make it work. Chasing really aggressively there, almost finding the offstage side light. I'm sorry, side air.
Player 1 wins.
I went
Do you
for,
have
okay, do you want me to explain my thinking there, or?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so he was above me, he was about to hit the ground. He had no dodge because he used it. I was just gonna follow him wherever he went and hit him with a down sig because I knew it would kill, unless he bounced off the wall. And the down sig covers so much area, because at that point if I stared, it may not have killed because I don't know what percent of health he was at. The down sig covers a lot of space and I knew it would kill, so I went for it. I kind of forgot the situation when it happened, unfortunately.
Yeah, like I said, he just was out of movement options and couldn't get out of that. I would have simply not down sig there. I would have maybe tried to side sig, maybe tried to side air him or nair him, or even look for a down light when he landed, but I would not have considered that signature option. They're asking for specific tips on sword, Nanotech is. I mean, that's... Yeah, there's the general stuff we're saying. If you haven't watched it, I would look up the Twilight Teaches Sword. You can look up Twilight Drop Teach Sword or something on YouTube, you'll find it. I mean, that's us going over all the basic stuff. Other than that, we're trying to, throughout this stream, talk about the more advanced decisions Twilight's making. We can't really give just general overarching tips on some of this stuff. We're just trying to point out situations when they happen and describe the thought process. And a big ledge guard here from Twilight, that's going to be the kill.
Okay, what I tried to do there was, when you're on the wall, I'll explain this real quick. If you just jump off and do a ground pound, you're in this area right here. If you jump off and jump back towards the wall, you can edge guard the wall like this. And that's what I tried to do, but I messed up. Okay, back.
And that is what Twilight's saying there is something important to know. I see people do it a lot of times, and it's a good way to beat people out, especially in a place like King's Pass, is if they want to try and ground pound you, they will do that jump ground pound, and you can predict exactly where they're going to land every single time. Twilight forcing him to go back the other way. I'm not sure if he was going to be able to recover anyway. But you can predict exactly where someone's going to be, sometimes 2-3 seconds in advance if you expect them to go off the wall. Just because almost everybody below a certain threshold, and this threshold being like 1900, 2000 elo, does it the exact same way where they jump into an immediate ground pound and they're always in the same spot.
It's really slippery on guitars. Yeah.
And that's what I'm talking about, where Twilight likes to bounce people off the stage, chase them, and string them. It's that really aggressive sword rushdown play. It's not easy to pull it off. A lot of people like to say that sword's an easy weapon. To a certain degree, there are things about sword that are easy. These strings that Twilight's getting are not... he's not only has the experience and the knowledge to know exactly where Asuri's going to go from his own attacks, but he's got to read on the player and just in the player base in general to know where he's going to move himself to. And the follow-ups with Twilight are really, really good, especially when he can force you off the side of the stage. And there's one of the side air ledge guards coming out from the opponent. Twilight going down to the sword. Here's the hammer. Side air almost going to be enough to kill here, and nair that high certainly would do it. Signature is also going to be getting deadly very soon. And there's the stomp side sig, and just like we said, that'll be true up until the point it kills. Twilight, do you know, will stomp side sig kill before stomp side air? Like, how dependent is that on the stage and where you are? Do you know the answer to that question?
I honestly think stomp side sig kills later. I'm not completely sure. We have Dobrain and Exo in the chat though, and they know a lot more about that stuff than I do. I'm sure one of them.
One of them would be happy enough to answer that. I mean, I assume it very much so depends on like where you physically are and what stage you're on.
Yeah,
but
as well as I think generally it's pretty close, but I think stomp Sarah kills slightly earlier. And yeah, depending on where you are on the stage, it's situational.
Gonna get to see some more Hatari play come out.
3, 2.
What do you think about the Hatari versus Bodvar matchup? It favors Bodvar?
Well, depends on. I honestly, like, the characters in this game are like so balanced that like it just weapon matchups, and is it sword versus sword or sword versus spear? Spear generally beats sword. I'm not sure.
I'm of the opinion if Hatari's using the spear, it's a bit of her edge. If she's using the sword, it's Bodvar's edge.
I wouldn't even say that, honestly. Like, I think it's even. But spear versus sword goes in spear's favor. So I can't explain how I feel about this, honestly.
Okay, and we don't have to talk too much about the matchups.
Yeah.
Because that is an extremely gray area in this game.
Yeah.
I mean, I do agree that certain things are extremely balanced. Like the characters being so similar, the fact that everybody moves the same, everybody's hitboxes are the same. Some parts of this game are extremely balanced. But I think that the idea that all the weapons are actually, like, really, really even is a little crazy. And there's no recovery from Hatari, not quite gonna get punished. Twilight really doing a good job right here, spacing out with that sword, hitting a lot of those side airs. Hikaru really not able to get much in right now. Using the speed to try and keep herself safe, but only going to take 1 or 2 more good hits from Twilight, and that combo is going to be enough. Downlight, downlight, downlight recovery.
I opted for recovery there because I knew it would kill 100%, whereas the Sarah, I wasn't sure how red he was. It may or may not have killed.
And then, once again, there's talking about that move selection. Going for what you know will kill instead of what might kill.
If you had to rank the weapons, how would it go? Spear, axe, guns, hammer? No,
I want to say
bow,
that I agree
bow.
with spear, axe, and guns as 1, 2, and 3. In no particular order.
I think sword is under bow and maybe under hammer. And then
I have a very hard time personally ranking hammer anywhere.
yeah, like, have you seen Steven Ader's hammer play? Did you watch Masters? That was good. Hammer play is really difficult to deal with.
Yeah, it's hammer's one of those weapons that sometimes I see what somebody can do with it, and I go, oh. But I feel like I only see that every once in a while. It's not
it's
no one's as
rare.
consistent with it.
But I'd still rank the potential it has as high up the list, even though a few players can do it.
What about the gauntlets? What do you think about them?
Gauntlets. Okay. So I figured out gauntlets enough to like win, but right now, this guy. Gauntlets I don't think are that strong right now. I think they're like middle of the pack, but the neutralite in particular is like it hits behind. The hitbox for it is insane.
You play the best, but it's not quite there.
I'll end this so we can play the next guy, I guess. I want he can go back in the line if he fixes it. But sorry. Hello?
And do you answer the phone on stream?
Yeah. Okay, bye.
You play the best, but it's not quite there.
Bye.
Not a problem. We could get an update too on the list.
Oh my god! I just hung up. I just hung up on you. Why call back? Professionalism. I'm sorry, guys.
If we
I'm
could
just
get
a regular streamer. I'm just a regular guy.
if we could get an update on the list here from Expired Cassidy, how many people are in still, we might cut off letting new people come in.
Yeah.
Just so we don't have Twilight here for 18 hours.
That'd be great.
We're probably gonna cut that off now.
That call was my food being done, so. Okay, people are calling me just to piss me off now. I see it. I turned it off. Alright, phone's off, no one can call me anymore.
We have 11 more games, Twilight, if that's good for you. We'll cut it off there.
Sure, 11. I can do that. I'm
Alright,
gonna go
we
full
can
try hard to make it past though.
make- Twilight's got some food coming up.
Yeah. This is my reward afterwards.
Alright, so versus Ember. I think first Ember we've seen so.
I think there's a ton of Ember players in Europe, and no really
Not
good
in
ones
NA.
In NA, yeah.
Do you think there is any? Who's the best Ember in NA? If you not even best, but who would be a top 3 Ember in NA?
That mains Ember right now.
Just who's the
Just a
top
player. So Crocky has been experimenting with Ember, but his Ember gameplay is not that great. He tries to cheese with guitars by spamming theirs, and his.
That's how I play guitars all the
Yeah,
time.
that's how a lot of people play guitars, but it's not optimal. But he's been doing some stuff with Ember, so I don't know. Who plays optimal guitars? Who plays really good bows? I don't think anyone really plays good bows in America.
And that's something that I'm really happy about. That there's not necessarily anyone in America terrorizing us with the bow. I think that's a scary looking weapon. It has so much potential.
I tried to learn it, but I ultimately keep going back to Bud Bar because I actually really like hammer even though I never use it.
I mean, part of it for me, with Bodvar not even liking Hammer, how do you not love the guy's stat spread? 6655.
See, what ultimately brings me back to Bodvar as well is Sword Side Sig. It's the only Sig I really use on Bodvar, and it's really, really good. I love it.
Nice Sig coming out there from Ember. Yeah, I do like his side Sig. Really, all of his Sword Sigs very good. Especially as a Roland main, I think that his Sword Sigs are really good.
I recently figured out that Roland Side Sig is pretty dumb. From Boomy at Combo Breaker.
It is better than people give it credit for. I like any signature that has the hitboxes come out twice, to be honest. Except for Terros's. We're seeing the ledge guard here from Twilight. Did he get his jumps back there?
No. That's why I waited for him to hit the ground.
Player 2 wins.
And then, so if you guys missed what I was asking Twilight there, he hit that down light on Ember before he did that sword combo and almost took her off the top. Didn't. We saw him take her off the side then. She never had a recovery. The whole time she didn't have it.
So at that point I just had to wait and see where he was going to land, and then had a free punish.
And it looks like we have Arkosh coming up next, so yeah, that'll be a good one to watch.
Never mind, he's going Brax.
Cool,
He's playing his main. He doesn't want to improve. Are there even combos for Hammer? So most of Hammer's combos come out of Downlight, which is a stomp. You have stomp to side air at higher health. You have stomp to side light at lower health. And most or all characters can combo stomp into a side or a signature of some sort.
Seeing the ledge guard here come out from Twilight, recovery from Arkosh is going to keep him alive in that gun signature. Climb a bit of damage on the Twilight. Side air with the hammer is going to be the kill, though. Arkosh needs to find the kill here on the Twilight. This is an interesting spot. With a character like Vrax who has such good signatures, I actually think throwing them out half wildly isn't a bad choice, but here's a ledge guard. Not going to be the kill. Arkosh with another big opportunity on Twilight. Twilight didn't have recovery there. Arkosh wasn't able to get into the position to punish that. And that's... Twilight said it, that hit stacked. There it is.
Yeah, that's...
Gun neutral sig from Vrax is such a good move. Once again, we're seeing Arkosh space out well with those side airs, but he's also using the down airs really effectively. Not to mention some of the Vrax sigs that are coming out. We saw that first kill in the Twilight Vrax sig. There's another down air looking for those chase dodges too. No recovery, no dodge. Arkosh is actually going to make it back. His dodge did come up in time.
I didn't realize I hit that until it was too late.
Twilight just quickly going to fumble that sword combo. Looking to finish off the kill. Does it with a scoop. So once again, Arkosh needs to find the kill into Twilight right away. Second time in this game he's in that position.
So the thing about Vrax is like both Guns and Lance struggle against killing people. Guns have side air at really, really high health, and they have recovery. And recoveries are not very easy to hit. And Lance has a Sair. I think that's about it. Sair. Maybe Nair at higher health.
I mean, that's
kill signatures, and you don't want to spam sigs because you'll get punished.
And we just saw how quickly this stock started to go. Twilight didn't quite get the kill there, but that's going to be it a few seconds later. Yeah, so would you say that's kind of the MO of Rex? Just going to so easily.
See, the best
See
Rex
if you
players
can
are the
actually
ones
get kills.
that have setups for kills. Where, what I mean by a setup is, say if they hit a specific thing on guns, they know generally a lot of people will jump or something, and then they'll hit a recovery off of it. So, for guns players, you need to find a way to set up recoveries, to set up a signature, get reads. Reads are what makes guns get kills, so that's what you need to do on guns.
We do have Mama Compare was supposed to be up, but he's apparently not in the room right now.
Okay. Wait. Someone said leave?
We're waiting to see who's. We do have an order up next Dragon Year. We have an order since there are a lot of people waiting. We do actually have a list.
Cool. Better air control? That's all preference. Keyboard or controller. What?
Alright, so a nice interrupt there from Twilight, but we heard him say what? Or I guess everyone's seeing things in your time.
Yeah, you're a couple seconds behind.
I do
That's
like
why
it.
I try
Oh,
not to react.
that's a nice ledge guard from Twilight. Reads everything there perfectly. No options for Dragon, I think it is.
Yes.
Dragon. A bad dodge there from Dragon in the air even. Gonna put that on a long cooldown. Twilight found 3 or 4 light attacks with the sword off of that. So that was, there's a recovery interrupted. There's a dodge. No, Twilight not quite able to turn that into a kill, but very, very, very close. The biggest thing I think Dragon here needs to worry about is there's one of those gun recoveries forward that we talked about earlier. It's using those recoveries not so predictably and saving that dodge even for when it actually matters. My guess is that Dragon is probably playing people at a little bit lower elo who won't punish you for wasting your dodge. So it doesn't matter maybe that he does that in his games, but we're seeing what happens when you do that versus someone like Twilight. And oh man! Yeah, that top kick, very unfortunate.
So what he did a lot that game was on guns, he would use downlight when I was in the air. I don't know why, but he would. Downlight is one of those moves that can get punished incredibly easily because it stays up for so long. So definitely be wary when you use it. Generally, you only use downlight when you know they're gonna dodge in on the ground. So if like after a side light or something, generally a lot of people try to dodge through it, you can throw it out and downlight and it'll hit.
Twilight, yeah, talking about that good move selection. Don't want to do the side air F. Oh my
2 in a row.
Not the proper follow-ups for that stomp, but these things happen. I think he's just got the nerves knowing that Logic's about to beat him on stream.
Definitely not. I'll make sure that doesn't happen. Okay, bud.
And that dodge was forced, leaving Twilight vulnerable to that bomb, and that really was a good play from Logic. Going all out with that spear right now, denying the weapons, looking for that win, trying too hard to deny the weapon.
He's parrying me. It feels bad.
He wants to
that
beat you,
shouldn't have hit
Twilight.
me. I was under that. Alright.
Oh my goodness. Twilight hitting everything here except for interrupting that dodge, and the side air is going to be big. Gravity cancel not quite punished, but Twilight does get the immediate downlight after that, so it doesn't really matter.
Oh, thought I hit that reverse.
Logic is very close to going down. That side sig will do it. Hoping to see one of the big offstage plays here from Twilight maybe come up. Would be a good way of putting him back into this game. And here's the ledge guard dodge, not gonna come out until way later. Looks like Twilight and I both maybe predicted that incorrectly. Side air should be enough to set up the kill here. Logic's gonna have to dodge, and he will actually get back safely. The timing on that ground pound, I think, could have been a little bit tighter for the kill.
That's not me, right?
You see Twilight, yeah, right now playing this very well, trying to space Logic out. Downlight's coming out left and right from both players. Once again, Twilight bouncing Logic off the stage, trying to follow that up. And Logic onto that spear. Gonna go for a down signature. Very questionable decision there. Twilight was able to punish that. Here's a ledge guard though. The gravity cancel from Logic left him without a dodge up. No recovery. Interrupted. Twilight not quite able to get in on that punish, but both players so close to dead. And Twilight with a good side light there. It's going to eat out that spot dodge from Logic. And there's a side air from Logic. Twilight not quite able to get into position to punish his attempted setup. And that'll do it for Twilight. That's the reverse 3 stock. He said Logic won't beat me on stream. And he, true to his word, very good comeback there, Twilight.
So, what he does a lot, he'll do a gravity cancel neutral sig with a Tori off stage, and he died for that once, almost twice. So, I'd say don't do it. It's unsafe. If you're not guaranteed to hit something with a gravity cancel off stage, you'll just get edge guarded afterwards. Yeah. Oh, this is someone, this is, I don't know who Smurf this is, but...
Right away, Twilight says
They'll probably beat
Smurf.
me. I don't know who it is. Might be like Orange B or something. Just because he's doing X pivot and nairs, which is something that he's been working on.
I do believe Orange B is...
Congoose, maybe?
Whew! That was some impressive gunplay. Coming out
Congoose.
MLG 420.
But I don't want to make this boring, or else I'd like not approach him. If I wanted to like fucking win.
Yeah, we're seeing a good showdown here.
Yeah.
We want to see the rush down happen. There's an almost great ledge guard. Really good dodge coming out from MLG there.
This Congoose is playing Hearthstone? Okay. That dodge was weird.
Oh man. There's the recovery. Absolutely top-notch gunplay here. I do wonder who this is. I wonder if they'll tell us. One
away.
there, not quite killing. Second one will do it. Twilight down a full stock here. When I'm in a situation like this on a sword character, I try really hard to bait them towards the ledge and kill them. It pretty much becomes my only strategy if I'm down a full stock. Probably not very good and really predictable. We see Twilight getting close to a few of those gimps, but it can put you back in the game so quickly. I really, really like how accurate Ada is on those follow-up nairs on the blasters. Like you said, absolutely somebody hiding behind a second account, wondering who that is. 'Cause that was some high-level blaster play.
That is actually a swear. 100%. I would have won if I had the patience to play that matchup. When I play against guns in tournament, I would rarely approach until they do a risky move, such as a Sair, I'll go under them, or a downlight, I'll go top.
Just heads up, Twilight 2, this is the 5th to last person, so we're over halfway done with those 11.
3, 2, 1, brawl!
Ooh, that may have... No, that wasn't EXO either. EXO will spam stare on Ada when he plays Ada against me. With Spear, at least. I'm curious as to who that was.
He says he normally plays Rax. Could be Pickled Potatoes maybe or something, I don't know.
No, Pickle doesn't do things like that.
Right out the gate, Scarlet coming very aggressively.
Pickle goes for safe carry playstyle.
It might be Crocky.
Crocky's guns aren't good though, I don't know.
Crocky's guns aren't that good.
The Q for playing. The queue's closed now.
I really like what Dank tried to do there in terms of the attempted recovery with Scarlet. Really good spacing coming out here from Dank, and I like that gravity cancel. And he into that turnaround Lance recovery. It's something a lot of Lance players do. Really, almost everyone at a high level I play with on the Lance does that. Very nice job from Dank at pushing Twilight off the stage. But yeah, almost every Lance player I play does that, where they like to do the knock you up into there and then turn around to predict your dodge through them and get you with the Lance recovery. I feel like that can be more punishable if I predicted it when it was coming. And a nice weapon toss from Twilight. He'll save the sword too. He says, that one got me a kill. I like that one. I'll keep it. No, throw it off the stage. So Twilight here, very aggressive rushdown on this hammer. He's finding ways inside, which is what he needs. It's when Dank has been able to totally keep him away and been able to use his longer range to hit Twilight where Twilight can't hit him back. That's how he was able to build an early lead. Twilight very aggressively rushing Dank down right now. Perfect spacing on these downlights, getting great Sarah combos and follow-ups. Dank going hard for that ledge guard. Twilight had a big dodge there, needed that one to stay alive. Neither Twilight nor Dank at all afraid to play in that shenanigans zone in the middle. And that downlight side air should do it. Not quite enough on its own. Twilight almost landing that punch. Not there. Scarlet does make it back. Hammer on hammer. Pretty much the next...
Player 2
And that's going to be a nice signature from Dank. Good play from Scarlet.
Is there someone called PogChamp?
There's someone called PogChamp. We have 4 more left. I think after the next one, Dewbrain's up. Baboot 44. Didn't you play in the final round?
Yes, he did.
He got 3rd at final round?
3rd or 4th. I think 3rd, yeah.
Yeah, I reckon he's always around, the name of Boot 44. He plays, or he used to play in a lot of the old Brawl League stuff, I think. I always remember seeing that name. I think he's been Diamond for like a super long time. I just don't know how active he is in the community.
3, 2, 1.
He must be fairly active if we went to final round, though. Here we go, great haul. Hoping to see some of those sword combos come out from Twilight. I like what he's doing with the guitars here. He's not playing them even the way that I certainly normally do. He had some good ground pounds off the stage there. It was risky to contest Twilight's hammer with that, but he timed them out very, very nicely. And again, a good gravity cancel from Baboot, taking a lot of options that I don't really see with that weapon. Slide charge comes out there, almost punished by Twilight's gravity cancel. And the D-Light Slayer will do it. Baboot, with a really impressive showing on that first stock, finding a lot of damage with the guitars and then finishing him off with the sword. I'm curious to see what his sword play from White will look like. Twilight finding a nice unarmed punch there. Unarmed side air, in my opinion, one of the most satisfying moves to hit in the game. Twilight gets the D-Light, the ledge cancel D-Light and the side air. That's going to be the kill. And that's something that always impresses me with the top echelon of players, the consistency that they hit that stuff with. I drop my ledge cancels 2/3 of the time. I just look stupid and miss the move completely. Baboot taking a really risky ground pound there in the middle of the stage. Twilight did punish that. And we saw Baboot really start off really strong on that first stock. Twilight has brought it back. I do think Twilight's kind of figured him out. Baboot going for, like I said, taking a lot of options I wasn't seeing. I think maybe even playing fairly uniquely with some of his options. Like, I really liked the height he just chose to do that gravity cancel down sig at. Would have hit Twilight on the ground, obviously, and it would have hit him pretty high up in the air as well. So Baboot is, I think, doing some good, clever things. Twilight, though, the longer he plays him, seems to be figuring out the playstyle. That gravity cancel, not something I would have thought to do. It almost worked out for him, too. Twilight will find the kill, and it's 1 stock apiece here. Fairly even game. Once again, Baboot coming out with some of those really unexpected plays. Now, of course, we have Twilight on the sword here versus the guitars. Gravity cancel is going to come out just a little bit late to be dodged out of. Baboot here with a ledge guard situation on the Twilight, going again for one of those very odd gravity cancels. And another down sig from Twilight. So, I mean, would you say that my analysis there was a little bit on Twilight, that he was doing very, very bizarre things that were oftentimes working? Yeah, we would see something strange come out 2 or 3 times in a row, and then it would hit you, but just that one time, and then kind of figure it out. And then he'd do something else that was very out there. Very interesting.
No, that guy is 100% a smart. You don't learn new tech like that. Fuzzy is not here. Fuzzy's not on the list, is he?
Pugsy, you know. If you want to do it with Pugsy afterwards or something, that's fine, but we're not gonna jump the list. And somebody else in Dubring, maybe? I don't know.
Let's see. Who else is left? What's the list? Where's it?
It's this guy, Shed Ninja. Cassidy just joined. Good job, Cassidy. Shed Ninja, Dobrin, then PogChamp, and that's it, yeah.
Yeah, Babu. You don't learn X pivot and airs on guns. That's a recent tech.
This guy says he started 2 days ago, so...
I'll be sure to
You know,
back him.
I played Twilight when he started 2 days ago.
And I was getting
It was a
destroyed,
very
yeah.
close game. So here we go.
Rolling on the
You-
stage and he's running around.
Don't deny his weapons, he's not.
Please, let me hit you. I need dinner. Like I was saying earlier with Downlight Dare, on stages like this, I won't do them as often because I have less space to follow up. But
The
class
shift
stages
guards,
are really good.
mammoths,
Yeah.
thunder guards.
Great Hall's good for it as well because you can cover an option of them diagonal dodging upwards like this. You can cover it with a ledge cancel downlight. So I like Great Hall as well.
Interrupting that lance recovery was almost enough.
That's the cool thing about Lance when you're edge guarding it is you can do two things. You can go for hitting him, but at the same time you should be trying to get hit by the recovery if you know it'll kill, because the worst case scenario is you'll get hit and they'll die, whereas you can potentially hit them and
Give them the jump back.
I mean, what I'm saying is, like, you should go for the hit, but you should also position yourself to where you'll get hit by the recovery
If you miss, you mean?
yeah, if you happen to miss. Because then they'll get hit. They'll take the recovery and then they won't be able to recover afterwards.
I mean, not a whole lot of specific advice to give to Shed Ninja that we didn't give to anyone else. 2 days in versus rank 1 in US, kind of what we expected. 80 damage is something maybe to be proud of if you're brand new. You know, watch the replay, look at the things Twilight does with the sword, and try and emulate with roll with the sword is really the best advice I can give you. And oh, Dobrian's up. So, Dobrin needed some help learning how to play the game better. Naturally, he came to drop. So, see, he even picked Sir Roland. I can help you with your rolling game, Dob. Don't worry about it. We'll get you into plat, buddy. Alright, here we go. I'm just excited to see some high-level gameplay.
Rematch from yesterday.
You beat him on EU in the Gravy Cancel, didn't you?
No, it was an A. I don't play
Oh,
an EU
it was-
ever. Isn't it an A tournament?
Okay, I thought it was an EU one.
Yeah. If there's an A tournament, I'm never playing on EU no matter what. That's why I never play an EU tournament, so I don't have to deal with it. That way, if I lose, I don't like John about it, like, oh, I only lost because of ping. Like, if I lost, it's because I suck on NA. Let's stepping a bit around there. Without using my...
Dubrin almost finding that camp, actually, coming really close.
Oh my god, I can't fast forward right now. I am so bad.
Oh, wow. That was an unfortunate one to me.
That was so free too.
I should start slide charging that baseball bat suit more. I like that.
Yeah, so I dealt with this all day yesterday. It was the only time it really mattered for me though was when he did a jump scare on X. He like just instantly teleported into the air and the scare came out. It was really hard to deal with.
Rob's doing a nice job finding Lance. It's the NA Lance or the EU Lance, I guess. Talking about that on stream during Masters a little bit. Hey, do you have an opinion on that, Twilight? Who some of the better North American Lance players are?
North American? I know Amber.
I just think of guys who play. Did you just ask me if I know anyone who mains Roland?
No, I know Amber mains Roland.
I was gonna say, yeah, I just think of people who play characters who have a Lance. I don't know that there's anyone who really stands out as being super good with it.
Pickle prefers guns, so he's like me, where I just play hammer until I can get a sword. I'm not sure, honestly. Oh, I went for the Sarah, but he teleported on top of me. No. Alright, we got PogChamp, who's probably another Smurf. Let's see who it is. I like fighting them because I can find out who they are.
Yeah, I'll try and guess who they are. I think this is maybe the last one.
I think this is the last one.
Right, here we go. Versus Cassidy again.
I'm not blaming lag at all. His ping makes him teleport, and that's just a known fact. I'm not complaining about it either. I think it happens. That was slick movement by me.
Pugsy wants to fight you, Twilight. Whether or not
I don't
you want to
really
do that's up to you.
My dinner's already done for like a half an hour.
We're respecting Twilight's time constraint. He's not going to be able to.
This one's probably XO. Never mind.
So, is there anything in particular, Twilight, that you, oh, there's a side air. I was going to say that let you build that damage lead and take that early stock? Like you said, you thought maybe they were smurfing at first, and then quickly the game went heavily into your favor. Did you just see one or two mistakes and get confidence?
The thing about me with sword is like if I get an opening, I'll make sure to do an optimal combo to get the most possible damage I can out of it. So, say if I play someone and they get like 3 or 4 openings on me in the neutral game, but I get like 1 or 2, I'll have like even
the same
even
damage
or slightly more because I make sure I get the most out of that punish. I think that's what happened here.
You might get chipped out with the Sairs or the Nairs here and there, but when you hit one, you're gonna get follow up every time.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. We are going to go down to 1 stock piece. Have to make the last one a close match. I think this one's Orange B.
Orange B? That would make sense, actually.
This is Orange B.
It has to be.
That's definitely how it is.
Nice guess. That's probably right. No, I went too early. Okay.
Player 1 wins.
There it is. Very nice down air. So we are going to do a raffle real quick before we go Twilight. We said we would do one of those. If you can bring up the giveaway tool, make the giveaway word whatever you want. Just run one real quick. We will deal with the giveaway for you. It is for community builders. But thank you for joining us here, Twilight. Doing some mentoring. I hope everybody learned something. We're about an hour and a half in.
I'd say I'm gonna do a game against Pug real fast. Real fast before we do the giveaway. Sorry. But yeah, after this I will get the tool.
3, 2, 1, brawl.
You are fighting Bugsy. I will open Brawlhalla back up then because I did clips out.
Rip.
And I will say that this first mentoring stream here with you, Twilight, was a big success. I think we contested North American Masters for viewers.
Yeah, it's insane
That's
actually.
just in time for that side signature.
We both side just happened to win. That was done anyways. Actually, no, I could have dodged and nared. I'm bad. I had so much time. Guess it's on hold.
I'm heartbroken that unarmed ground pound missed. And that gravity cancel.
We're gonna fight on stream Sunday, Pugsy and I. Okay, giveaway tool, yes. Let me switch my...
We are gonna go ahead and put Cassidy in charge of the giveaway as well. Cassidy's going to...
You want me to do it on stream?
Yeah, no, you do this giveaway on stream, he's gonna give the code away
okay.
there, I mean.
Well, there's gonna be no keyword, just type in the chat and you'll be entered. Type anything. We have like 70 viewers, so I expect at least 50 to us.
So we are waiting for that giveaway tool to fill up. I am pulling the codes now.
Guys, type just anything in the chat, just type a message, it'll be in.
I am the code's out now, so yeah, I will actually message the winner, not Cassidy.
It's been slowing down, we only have 29 entrants left.
I'm still pulling the code up anyway, I'll give it a sec. Prizes, here they are. Whenever you're ready, you can do it.
Alright, I guess we're gonna do it for 30 people. Alright, let's go.
Yeah, they've had plenty of time to get in.
Hey, Boss Pipokas, LOL. He comes to my stream a lot. Nice. Are you here? Tell me if you'd like it or not.
Waiting for him to say
30
something.
more
in
seconds,
chat.
or 35 more seconds. Oh, he's here. Do you want it? That doesn't tell me if you want it or not.
He said I'm here, I'm gonna assume he wants it. Alright, Boss Picasso, what that is? Boss Pipocast? I don't know how to say your name, man.
You're
It's
so
a weird
awful at
name.
pronouncing names. It's like Pipokas.
I should get better at pronouncing the names. So it's.
You're here, yes. Okay, I assume that means.
I just PM'd it to him, so he should have the code.
Yeah. Alright, guys, well, I think I'm done here. I need to go eat dinner. You guys should definitely come check me out at twitch.tv/TwilightBH. I'll probably be streaming later tonight.
We will be giving a big shout out, of course, to Twilight's stream when it goes live in the Brawl Discord. You will be able to find it there as well. Please do check his stream out. Please follow him. Thank you again for doing this with me, Twilight.
Yeah. Am I on again Wednesday, or are you getting something else?
Yeah, we're on again Wednesday, and that announcement will.
Maybe I shouldn't have said that.
No, not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you, Twilight, for being here.
Awesome, thank you for having me, guys. I don't have the authority to host anyone on this channel, so I guess that's your job.
Oh, we can host Crocky. Yes.
Alright, I'll stop streaming. I'll talk to you guys later.